This is Beatrice Boots on April the 1st, Easter Monday, and it's very interesting start for me to create this video because there's a lot happening around me. People upstairs are talking, people next door are talking, people behind me are busy in their garden, and this is very interesting because it's normally really quiet here in this very small apartment block where I live, where we have a beautiful garden, as you can see. And I've decided that this is just life and this is what we need to practice. So we withdraw within to find our own intuitive messages, and even the birds are flying around me like crazy. So it's all about drawing within, withdrawing and isolating ourselves to come back to our own inner knowing, our intuition, and from there to connect with others, with friends, family, our community, from a place of being ourselves, and from there to make an impact on the world, to reach out to society, to be in contact with society, to be part of society. And this is very interesting, as this is kind of a theme for me, as it might also be for you. And I started to choose an oil, and the oil I chose, interestingly as well, is In Tune. And In Tune is the focus blend. So I'm going to apply the focus blend on my spots where I love to put it, so that it's kind of giving me that physicality of the oil before I connect with the essence of the oil. And the focus blend says, and this is for you to receive, to come back to yourself when you're listening to this recording, and afterwards as well, to bring back into the world. So focus blend, I allow the light of the focus blend to support me, to let go of any conflicting thoughts and emotions, and to return to the natural clarity, harmony and synchronicities within all life. I allow the light of the focus blend to support me to let go of any conflicting thoughts and emotions, and to return to the natural clarity, harmony and synchronicities within all life. And something else I felt drawn to for this weekly video is my Soul's Journey card deck. And it's a card deck I use for soul readings that I do for people. If you ever want to have a look what that is about, you can find that on my website, www.beatriceboots.com. And the soul reading I normally do is 11 cards, in which we basically have a creation and a conversation with soul, with your soul, and your higher self, to see what kind of emotions can come up to the surface to be released. And this is basically the same thing, but in a smaller reading and a more collective reading. So if you hear this, and whenever you hear this, this is relevant for you. And I'm pulling 3 cards today from this deck because I was feeling drawn to doing that as part of this weekly reading. And they all come upside down. They all come upside down, which is maybe highlighting that this is what you need to hear. And the first card is honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. The second card is forgiveness. So the first card is honesty. I'll show it to you because that's nice to see. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect the truth from myself. Second card is forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that resentment blocks the flow of love. So just feel what this means to you. And if it's relevant for anything that you're going through at the moment in your life. And then the third card is self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And just let that flow through you. Honesty, looking at yourself, feeling what do you need to acknowledge. With where you are today. And then forgiveness, forgiving yourself. So you can also see this as the past card, honesty. Maybe this is about a lot of big items in your life, a big theme in your life. Honesty, where do you have to look at with honest, open eyes? Because that's also the theme of this video, which I will explain in a second. And then forgiveness around that, and then you come to self-esteem. When you forgive yourself with compassion and self-love, you can come back to your self-esteem. And that's what really counts. You don't have to do or have anything to feel worthy. You're worthy as you are in every moment. And maybe this is another thing that came up for me this week is I pulled a card. I was in a yoga class, and in the yoga class the teacher really sweetly pulled a card for every one of us, and when we came out of our restorative pose, we saw that we had a card, and I looked at my card, and it was the peony rose, and it was about honoring who I am in this case, and showing up in my authentic way, and shining a light and being beautiful, being of value to the world, without being too busy with who's going to benefit from it, who's going to see my posts, who's going to read my posts or listen to my videos. Just showing up in my unique way. And I just started my series of video basically a couple of weeks ago, so I thought that was very interesting, and I think it has a message for you as well, as in honesty. Look at your life in an honest way. Where are you right now, and where can you forgive yourself and refine that self-esteem for who you are at the core of your being. And today's the 1st of April, and that's new beginnings of the 4th month, and we're going through an 8 year, and the 8 year is all about being with one foot in the physical world and being with one foot in the spiritual world, and walking your path. And it's a very fast-paced year where you have to take pauses and reflect, and take time out from your hectic life to regather yourself, rejuvenate, and find your ground again, find your own inner self, knowing and reflect, but do take the action steps to move forward. That's very much the theme of this year. It's also the Wood Dragon year, and the Wood Dragon even emphasizes that, because it's very similar to an 8 year. And now we're coming into month number 4, which is April, and it's also a very physical number. It's like 4 pillars. It's the 4 pillars of your new life room that is being established, or your new life being established, and you're laying the foundation of those 4 pillars really truly and strongly this month. And at the same time, Easter is all about new beginnings too. So you have the 1st of April, where it's Easter, which is about new beginnings, and we are entering a new phase of 18 years, because we are in eclipse season. If you have listened to my last video, that was around the lunar eclipse and the full moon, where we released things from the past 18 years, and also from the last 6 months of the things that you no longer need. And this is ongoing. We're in this eclipse doorway. We're going through that eclipse doorway, because in a week's time, we're midway today, because next week there's a new moon, and that's again about new beginnings, and then it's a solar eclipse. And this is a very, very intense period in which the last week you have been probably been very internal and reflecting about your life and what has happened. And this coming week is much more practical, as in we're still having that knowledge and that the insights coming in, but we're more putting steps to put things into action and into motion, to lay the foundations for the next 18 years of our lives. So it's this family constellation that comes back every 18 years, and we're going right through it. So if you are going through an intense time, that is maybe because there's a lot coming to the surface for you to review. There is maybe one big theme in your life that is coming to the surface, and for me, that big theme is I'll try to explain to you in a nutshell. For me, that is that I am integrating, actually bridging the spiritual with the practical, and also the left and the right brain, as I have been going through learning difficulties. If I look back at what I was going through in 1988, actually, that was coming out of that phase of being in school and going through learning difficulties, starting to enter the world and have a different perspective on life, doing it more my own way out of the school system. And then in 2006 I left the school system again, because I was a teacher for a couple of years, and then I left the school system again. And over the last couple of weeks I've been actually, over the last week I've been having lots of interesting conversations with people, and one of the conversations I had was with somebody, a family member, and she actually brought this to my attention, that I left school twice in those periods. So if you have thought back about 2006 already, then that's great, and if you have reflected about that. If you haven't, then I encourage you to specifically this week also reflect back about 2006, and then also look back at 1988 if you were there already, and have a look at what was happening in your life there, and see if you can connect the dots, and if there's any patterns, and if there's any big one theme that is sticking out for you. And for me, that is taking responsibility in being myself and showing up in my authentic way, but also making my way into the 3D world, in the real world, and creating a pathway for myself and others to work towards a new paradigm, basically, but also to earn money with it. So to earn good money with it, because that's part of this physical reality we're living in, and also the physical reality is very strongly presenting itself, of course, in this 8th year. So for me, it's about self-confidence, and something I also give to others, self-confidence, and it's also about taking responsibility for my life and to live the best life I can, so that I can make an impact into the world. And maybe this resonates with you, maybe this is very relevant for you too, that's very possible, or maybe not. Maybe there's another theme in your life that might be presenting itself. So I encourage you to look into that, and to have a think about what it could be. And if you can't figure it out, then talk with somebody else, because sometimes when you talk with somebody else, you might have insights that you normally would not have had. And if you want to reach out, of course, I'm here also to guide you, to help you. Maybe you want to do a soul reading to figure out what it is. So that's always a possibility. So just to come back about the midway point where we're at right now between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, just consider that over the past 7 years you've been observing, waiting and preparing to move ahead. And then you've been integrating the lessons of the last 6 months, or maybe even integrating the last 18 years of your life. And then over the next 7 days you will apply all of those insights with focus. There you have it, the focus blend, and renewed vigor. So that's basically the eclipse season that's dropping back into this video to give you more tools to be a detective in your own life. And this year is not only about being the detective and figuring everything out, but it's also to implement and to move forward with that, as it's an 8 year. So see if you can find both sides, the left and the right side, the receptive side, the feminine side, and the more masculine side, the action taking, the aligned action taking side. And what catches my eye now is that I actually have a tree behind me where there is 2 branches, which is also kind of that shape. And it feels it's holding that space for us from both the left and the right side of our brain to merge, and it comes together in the trunk, and it grounds us into the here and now, into our bodies and into our lives, to move forward with trust and aspiration and anticipation. So feel into that. So maybe take a deep breath in for that. And a deep breath out. And in those videos I want to pull 4 cards from another deck to help you release with what you no longer need, align with what you're ready to align with. So when you have released, you have more space to align, and then embody and anchor. So I'm first going to pull the release card for this week. Divine. I allow this essence to support me to be one with and to express the divine within me. It's from the Purpose, Path and Direction Essences section in this deck, Divine. I allow this essence to support me to be one with and to express the divine within me. So here comes again this withdrawal, isolation, to communicate with the divine, to get in touch with the divine, with source, with your higher knowing, with your intuition. So that you can express that with your friends, your true essence, with your family members, with your communities, and to make an impact in society, into the world. And what we're releasing is what we no longer need around any of the thought patterns. The focus blend comes back into my mind. I allow the light of the focus blend to support me to let go of any conflicting thoughts and emotions, and to return to the natural clarity, harmony and synchronicities within all life. So the focus blend is actually helping us, and in doTERRA it's called In Tune. So the focus blend is helping us to withdraw and come back to our inner selves, to release those conflicting thoughts and emotions, and to return to natural clarity, harmony and synchronicities within all life as a consequence. So that's the release card. Then the align card is recalibration. This is beautiful for new beginnings, right? So after these 7 days of reflection and going within, we need to recalibrate to be able to take the action steps. I allow this essence to support me to release what I no longer need, to align with what is right for me. So we're again in the releasing state. I allow this essence to support me to release what I no longer need, to align with what is right for me, and to allow my energy to reconfigure and recalibrate so that I'm clear, aligned, balanced, and stable. Recalibration. It's from the alignment essences, so that makes sense. We align with this recalibration frequency. So what you can do as well, you can just focus on the words that are at the top of the cards. So you can say, there's about 7 or 8 birds here. I think they're being fed, so they're very vocal. And it's interesting because the divine cards, it's all intermixing a bit. The cards are not very clear and separated, because it's saying allow the essence to support me to be one with and to express the divine within me, which is basically what they're doing to show us an example of how that's done. They're just being themselves, singing along, expressing, and they help us to feel one with nature. And birds really bring you back to the here and now and to yourself. So they help us in a way to release all of those negative and limiting thoughts and beliefs and emotions. And that is also helping us to recalibrate. So first word is divine, second word is recalibration. That's what we align with. Then the next card is to embody. And I also see already the fourth card coming out. So 10 is the embody card, is number 10. That's from the One World Essences. I allow this essence to support me to complete all that is ready to complete. Oh, this is beautiful. I allow this essence to support me to complete all that is ready to complete, to integrate what is ready to integrate. And to fully receive their blessings, gifts, and lessons. So at this crossroads in time, on the 1st of April, new beginnings. On this Easter Monday, new beginnings. Midway in the Eclipse Doorway, which is a pillar, 1-1. We're receiving more stability, groundedness, physicality, number 4. In a number 8 year. And this number 10 brings it all together for me. I allow this essence, and I hope for you too. I allow this essence to support me to complete all that is ready to complete. So the last 6 months, what have you been going through? It's done. It's complete. It's done. You can release it. And maybe even the last 18 years, maybe feel into that. Is that relevant for you? Can you complete, can you release the last cycle of 18 years of this family constellation? It's intense, and it's going to be intense for another good while, because we're still going through that eclipse season, and Chiron, which is the wounded child, and the wounded inner self, that will still come to the surface. But if you really allow this completeness to come through, that will really be very, very supportive. I allow this essence to support me to complete all that is ready to complete, to integrate what is ready to integrate, and to fully receive their blessing, gifts and lessons. So it's not been for nothing. It's been there for a reason. You needed those 18 years of learning and growth and gathering of your gifts and talents to move into the next 18 years, to move into the next phase of your life. So soak that up. And then this is a card, Go the Distance, that I pulled last week, I think, as well. I'm not sure, but I think I pulled it last week for this video. It's from the Purpose, Path and Direction Essences. So go the distance. I allow this essence to support me to have faith, stay committed, and keep taking inspired and aligned action, and to stay present and complete until complete. Again, complete. So this is new beginnings. But go the distance to complete this new phase as well of your life theme. Allow this essence to support me to have faith, stay committed, and keep taking inspired and aligned action, and to stay present until complete. And the next 7 days is setting the tone of that new period, that new phase. And you're setting the tone and the intention. I'm going to do this life work until complete. Because this is why I came into the world. This is why I came here on earth. To do this work, to make an impact, to be myself, to go the distance. And all of the support that you need is there. So if you want to, if you want to tune into this in a very short way during the week, or after you've listened to this video, because if you listen to this video at another time, that's also very relevant for you right then. The energy is, time is not linear, so you can soak it up nevertheless, even if you watch this a year later, 2 years later, or 2 months later, it doesn't matter. Tune into the energy. Whenever you tune into the energy, you can come back to it whenever you feel the need. And if you want to go quickly through this little clearance of energy, then you can just bring into your awareness divine for release, recalibration for alignment, number 10 for embodiment, and number 4 for go the distance. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, then please subscribe. Underneath this video, let me know if you have really enjoyed this video. Please give me a comment, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye for now.